All right, guys, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be talking about Alexander Isak and Liverpool's reported interest in him. If you're a Newcastle fan, please watch the video before caps locking me to death. All right? So, guys, I saw this article earlier on The Athletic. I did have a look through all the British newspapers for you today. There's nothing really in him to do with Liverpool, to be honest with you. I've reviewed the Spanish football dailies. That was my previous upload, if you like. But we're going to be talking about Isak. Now, in this article here, now you know like what I'm like with pronouncing names, right? If it's not Jack Daniels or John Smith, I can't do it. But this is about Arsenal's interest in, now, some people say Yakeres, some people say Goyurkerish. Depends what like your language is, right? But you know what I mean, right? They've got an article titled about his interest. Arsenal's Yorkerish interest. The impact on Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Isak, and Šeško. Now, Benjamin Šeško is a player that I believe Liverpool are genuinely looking at, but it's gone very quiet on that front. Anyway, in this article, which I obviously can't pronounce, there's reference to Liverpool and Isak, and this is penned by James Pearce. And basically it says Liverpool would have to pay a lot for Isak. Is that feasible, right? And James writes, it depends on the numbers involved. The club's senior recruitment figures certainly admire Isak, but it's highly unlikely that Liverpool would agree to pay £150 million for him. Liverpool recently announced a £57 million pre-tax loss for 2023-2024, and although their financial situation is now much healthier following their return to the Champions League, they're expected to spread their resources around this summer rather than focus on one marquee signing, which is a similar thing that we've heard before. Do you remember when, for a long time, they kind of suggested that Bellingham was going to be that one, marquee signing, and that's why we haven't spent in this window and that window. And then all of a sudden, boom, no, we don't want one signing. Klopp's going to get, be able to spend on a few players instead. That makes more sense. So we were already gone from like Liverpool, they're going to go for Isak, to no, he's not going to be the marquee signing, right? It's very similar. And some of you guys were saying weeks and weeks, if not months ago, Isak's going to be the new Bellingham, in terms of speculation of Liverpool going to do this, do that, but really not do anything, right? And so anyway, James is already saying there that they're going to spread their resources around this summer rather than focus on one marquee signing. He also writes, Trent Alexander-Arnold is expected to join Real Madrid, and they are still awaiting clarity over the futures of Van Dijk, Mo Salah, etc., etc. With reinforcements needed in other departments, Liverpool aren't just targeting an elite number 9. Now, there's another question in the article that says, would they have to move other players on to do that? Yes, to make room in Arne Slot's squad and to generate funds. The most likely attacker to depart this summer is Darwin Núñez. There was interest in the Uruguay international from the Saudi Pro League in January, but Liverpool wouldn't entertain a sale because they were determined to keep the squad together as they closed in on Premier League title glory. I will never in a million years believe that we turned down an offer in excess of 70 million or whatever it was quoted at the time. And the reason given was there was nobody out there that they could replace him. Not one player in the world, if they'd have let him go. I just don't believe that, guys. I'm not saying there was no interest in him, but I don't believe that they would have rejected. I mean, you'd have to be fucking pissed to reject that, wouldn't you? With Núñez down the pecking order at Anfield, a move might suit all parties come the summer. If they could get between 60 to 70 million from Saudi Arabia for the former Benfica man, that would be a significant windfall to put towards buying a replacement. Now, additionally, Luis Diaz, right? He is likely to go in the summer, I feel. He obviously wants to join Barcelona, and Barcelona obviously want him to join them, but it's all about the Wonga and what that would be. So I know some of you guys think, but if we sell Núñez and sell Diaz, we can put that money towards Isak. I don't understand this. Listen, I get Newcastle fans comment on my videos. They don't watch the videos. They just see the title and they think that I'm just another Liverpool fan saying we're going to go for Isak. But I've had some sensible ones comment as well. They said, hey, nice one. You know, you're not going down that route. And, you know, I'm told that their key journalists, the ones that matter, right, to them, to Newcastle fans, they're not even like suggesting that this player could be available, suggesting he could be even looking for a move, suggesting that Newcastle would want to sell him or need to sell him. And I think if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be a bit pissed with it all, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like the attitude of some of the so-called bigger clubs. I'm not saying that they're a small club. I'm saying the attitude of the so-called bigger clubs that that think that they can just go and take a player or they're going to get a player or whatever. And I don't know what you think. I mean, I've seen the stuff out here in Spain, you know, in sport, in the Pro Barcelona newspapers saying that they would love to sign him, but maybe people would, but they can't afford to. But I'm not sure Isak will go anywhere in the summer. You know, I know people talk about whether, you know, where Newcastle finish in the league might affect things and stuff like that. But no, I don't know. I can't see Liverpool, spending that sort of money on Isak or any other player. I don't need James Pearce to tell me that, you know, but I don't think I'd want them to anyway, to be honest with you. I know some people have got question marks over that, but I think there's other players. You know, if you're going to spend that money, there's a couple of strikers that you could get for that money that, you know, some of you would say maybe Cunha or Shesko or stuff like that. There are a number of strikers mentioned, and they're mentioned in this article as well about what, you know, clubs might be interested in various options or whatnot. But in terms of the Alexander Isak to Liverpool, I've never been on board with that, guys. I haven't. One, because I just think it's propaganda coming from the club through some of these journalists. I really do. And now the backpedaling, saying, well, no, they'll spread that around anyway. I don't think Liverpool are as ambitious as people to believe that they would go and do that. And I just don't think Newcastle would want to sell him anyway. Well, they don't want to sell him, do they? But I don't know. I'll leave it with you to decide. So anyway, that's James Pearce's latest suggestions, if you like. I think that's the first time I've seen there'll be no, elite signing, no marquee signing, sorry. They'll spread it around a bit instead, so. Anyway, what do you think of the Alexander Isak to Liverpool speculation? If you're a Liverpool fan, let me. If you're a Newcastle fan, I don't need to hear what you think, unless you're going to be sensible. All right, that's all right. No, I've never been on board with the suggestion at all, to be honest with you. But hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? I don't think so, though. Let me know what you think, guys. All right. I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock today. If you missed that stream, I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock UK tomorrow, all being well. All right. I've done a morning briefing. That's on my other channel, as you know now. I've also done the Spanish roundup in detail, covering all clubs, which is on another channel. All the links are in the video description, or they'll pop up at the end there. I've got a message. Here we go. I've got to go. All right, guys. See you in a bit. Let me know your thoughts on the Alexander Isak situation, speculation. Again, if you're a Newcastle fan, I hope you paid attention to what I said. I'm not being disrespectful to your club at all. Love Newcastle. I do. Honestly, if I was going to lose a cup final to anyone, I'd rather it be Newcastle. And if Newcastle had been in that cup final against any other team, I would have wanted Newcastle to win. I love Newcastle, the city. I've lived up there. I go there all the time. I'm there just about every month or so. I love Newcastle. So, but unfortunately, some of their fans just see it, the name in the title, and they don't watch the videos. So. All right, guys. See you in a bit. If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a coffee, hit the super thanks button, the love art under the video, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing. Cheers.